Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Manchester United crashed out of the FA Cup. They lost to Fulham at home, 4-3 on penalties. That game ended 1-1 after 90 minutes, after 120 minutes, because they went after 1-1, they went to extra time. They couldn't find a winner. It went on penalties. Lindelof and Zeski missed their spot kits, and Fulham scored all their own to win that game on penalties, 4-3. Okay, John, again and again and again, especially at home, it happens again. They consider first, Barca scoring first at Old Trafford. We keep talking about this every week. They concede first. They have to concede first before they react. Why would they concede first before they react? I don't understand. Let's talk about that first before we talk about this particular game.
I think it's a mentality thing, because it's alarming. At this rate, you are underperforming in the league. The FA Cup is an opportunity for you to come in and at least grab some silverware. For all we have to say about Ten Hag and his time at Manchester United, at least
you win Carabao Cup
or FA Cup, you have something that at least the fans can look back on. You understand me? Yes, he didn't come in at the time he wanted to come in. Yes, he doesn't have the backing to do the signings he wanted to do this January. Yes, it's a totally different setup from what Manchester United have been playing. But at a certain point in time, you have to deliver the goods any way you look at it.
They conceded first again at Old Trafford. They conceded first in almost every game I can remember. I can't even remember the last time they scored first in a game.
That's the thing, because you do not start the game from the blow of the whistle. You start the game rather than, when you look at Manchester United passing ratio in the game, you are going to see more backward passes than forward passes. And you have a creative mind in Bruno Fernandes and quote-unquote attackers in the team that should be able to play for, because Højlund and Zeski started this game side by side with Eriksen as the second 10 in this game. And then all the people that should start in the back line started in the back line. But then if you look at the game, if you look at the midfield, you have to ask yourself, what is the problem? Because I think it's a mind thing. It's not. You are not going to say that they didn't prepare for this game, because they had a couple of training sessions and they've had all week to prepare. You are not going to fault AMORIM for passion. You are not going to throw the players under the bus, because some of them have been working, like we saw in the last game when Garnacho walked off after being subbed. He wanted to continue playing.
Even though he was explained after the game.
Yes, though. And even though he bought his teammates dinner, they said he was going to pay for their dinner or something like that. But you look at the team and you say that this is a team that, I don't know, should Manchester United have brought in the same manager after the same style of play? Has this shift to AMORIM style not worked out?
Truthfully, to take time for him to build that squad. For example, it took him like 3 years for him to get second against Manchester City. But it probably might take him that long, 3 years, to build a squad that is necessary for him to challenge for that league.
I don't think Arteta and AMORIM in this case are the same, because Arteta came in, is the same 4-2-3-1 that he came in with. He came in and started with. Later on, he adapted it when he got the right players he wanted to 4-3-3. That's what Arsenal play now. But at the time he started, he was playing the 4-2-3-1 that Unai Emery left, because Unai Emery maintained the same formation. It's still what he plays now, only that he now has gone back to his 4-3-3 formation at Aston Villa. So it's the same formation. It's just that there were a couple of big egos at the club that were not ready to put in the work, because Arteta demands that you run 90 minutes. In this case, you went from a Manchester United that plays far at the back, that plays counter-attacking football, to a Manchester United now that has to hold possession. And the players don't know what to do when they have possession, because you don't see any forward initiative to get the ball forward. And the forwards that are up there camping and waiting for the ball, they are not getting service, because the wingers that are coming into the game to come and supply them out, trying out to see if they can get a goal for themselves.
Barca is scoring the first goal, making it 1 goal in the first half. Second half, about 71 minutes, Bruno Fernandes scored. Good goals from both managers. But for Barca, our own Nigerian Barca is scoring at Old Trafford. I think we are proud of him. Actually, good
of course, for him. Good game for him. Barca scored the first goal before Manchester United woke up, and then Diego Dalot assisted Fernandes to get the equalizer. My problem is, after you get back on level terms, this is where we talk about, do the players have the hunger to win? Do the players have the commitment to pursue the game till they get to the end point? Because at the point of the equalizer, it to the end of the 90 minutes, to the extra 30 minutes that was played. What happened? What was the chances like? What was the intensity? We didn't see intensity.
True, but Obi was introduced in that game. He missed a couple of chances to win Manchester United that game. But once he enters penalty, it's out of your hands. It's now a game of luck. Even though football generally is a game of luck, sometimes if you prepare well, you can win a game. But sometimes luck can fall at your opponent's hand and they win that game. But when it comes to penalty, after the 90 minutes, they played extra minutes, 30 minutes extra time, no goals, then penalties. You don't practice penalty. Even if you are good at it, you can miss penalties. But I think the penalty that Lindelof missed and Zeski is unfortunate because everybody will start blaming them. But truthfully, penalty is a game of luck.
Penalty is a game of luck. If there's anybody that should have missed a penalty today, it should have been Casemiro. Casemiro hasn't been as effective or utilized in the squad as much as he would want at this stage. But he came in and he took his penalty well. You could see the energy, you could see the power behind the shot, because if the goalkeeper guesses right, you need to make sure that there's enough power on your shot to be able to go in before you can get the ball. Then, if you now look at Lindelof, you know, Lindelof has been a Mr. Invisible in Manchester United.
He's been there for a very long time.
Whenever there's a transfer window,
he will disappear.
Unfortunately for him, there's nowhere to disappear for him. This penalty.
This one, they will kill him for this one.
And you could see his run up to take it. You could see the power, no power on the ball.
Okay, that penalty, they missed both penalty. Zeski and Lindelof missed penalty for Manchester United. They lost at Old Trafford on penalty, so they are out of the FA Cup. Okay, what next for AMORIM? What do you think it should be? Now, they are out of everything. No Carabao Cup, no FA Cup, definitely no league. Okay, they are only the Europa League. They are still in the next round of the Europa League, but I think they should just crash out of everything and focus on building. I think it will help them not play anything continental. Let them focus on England next season, because the plan is not next season. This season is already over. Probably if they somehow luck they win the Europa League, they will play the Champions League. That's only route for them to play the Champions League or play any continental football next season if they win the Europa League. But do you think it's necessary for them to play another European competition, or do you think that AMORIM should probably find a way, just let Manchester not play anything, let them focus on England, especially the Premier League, to build a squad that can challenge maybe 2 or 3 seasons?
That would be the ideal scenario, but there's never an ideal scenario with Man U, because Manchester United fans will not have the fact that they are out of the Carabao FA Cup, will not have the fact that they are even in danger zone of dropping. Now you want to talk about them not even coming in for, anything intercontinental next season.
They play conference league. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't
make sense. So for me, the ideal thing to do would be to come out, go back, rebuild, and then play a good game next season, finish in the top 6, and then build on that. But you can't even build, because you need to have the finances to bring the players in that you need to bring in.
Mine is the second richest club in the
second
whole world.
richest club, but you are having a 1.1 billion pound debt mountain. And no matter how you want to look at it, according to the Premier League PSR, you are not allowed to lose more than 120 million pounds in 3 years. Right now, that is a deficit already for Manchester United. Because last summer they spent 300 million. The summer before that they spent another huge outlay, so they're already in the red. If they do not sell all the players they bought last summer and the summer before that, they are going to breach PSR. Now, would you rather have Manchester United? They are finally done rebuilding and it's time to play in Europe, and they can't play in Europe because of point deduction. That's another thing altogether.
Okay, let's see what AMORIM is going to be doing. The only chance they have now to play anything in Europe next season is the Europa League. They are in the next round of the Europa League that is happening. I think this week the Europa League will start, but for the FA Cup they crashed out. They lost at home again. Old Trafford has been a fortress when Ferguson was there, but for the past 2-3 seasons from Ten Hag, they have been losing at home. For AMORIM, I don't even can remember how many times they have lost at home. He's been losing at home. In the Premier League, he has negative goal difference. I think -7 for Manchester United. Now they are out of the FA Cup. They are out of the Carabao Cup. The only thing they have now is Europa League. But let's see what AMORIM is going to do. Let's see what he's going to do with this Manchester United team, because the truth is that everybody knows that this year will just pass. from next season, probably we might overlook it next season, but for the next 3 seasons, they will start looking at him to start producing results, because the problem is that the result that they are not even winning games. They are not even playing good football. If you are playing good and you are losing, then okay, we understand. So you need to change the mentality of the squad. Probably sell most players in that squad to buy his own player to fit in. But for us, I think they should give him time to play. But for this particular game, they lost against Fulham on penalties, 4-3. Our own Iwobi and Bassi is in the next round of the FA Cup.